In this video, you'll learn how and why an internal war between AstroToilet squads could break out, and what Astro Scorpion and Juggernaut are involved. We'll also look at why the AstroToilets haven't yet moved on to a full-scale conquest of Earth, and what prevents them from acting directly. We'll also talk about what or who Gman meant when he talked about the secret weapon, and I'll say more. It may have already entered the fray, though we haven't noticed it yet. And at the end, let's talk about the TV Man Titan, aka Guardian of Destiny, what kind of technology the Astros are going to put into it, and why its loss could be a critical blow to the entire alliance. That and much more in this video, so don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss new videos. Well, here we go. As we remember, in episode 72, after a massive battle with Gman, Astro Scorpio was seriously injured and hasn't appeared again since. Not a single hint, not a single line. It's as if he was dropped from the storyline altogether. Many have also speculated that Astro Scorpion was killed by his own allies after a failed fight with Gman, but that's not entirely true. For one thing, Scorpio has 3 stripes on his helmet, which, according to canon, means he belongs to the noble Astros. Plus, he's in a close relationship with Astro UFO, which already automatically puts him on a high level, which means the theory that such a noble fighter was just killed is probably wrong. The way I see it, Scorpion was simply sent for a deep renovation. After all, we know that Astro toilets improve quite rapidly. For example, the same Astro transporter or Mathership always has the right components in stock. This is confirmed by the events of episode 77, when the carrier transported the parasite core, or the moment in season 25, when Astro UFO sent the Juggernaut to get an upgrade to the Mathership. Though Scorpius's injuries have been more serious, 6 episodes without him is a clear hint that something big is brewing. Maybe his return will be a plot point, and he'll be made the strongest fighter among the Astro toilets. And let's imagine his future upgrade. Most likely, he will be added long-range guns. Previously, he could only attack up close, using his claws to suck out energy and then aim it against enemies. Now, however, he may have lasers or even cannons, just like other Astros. He's also likely to get better protection for his claws, which is how Gman gained control of him in episode 72. Perhaps his claws will now automatically detach from his toilet in case of a threat, releasing additional weapons, like daggers or even full-fledged arms. And of course, Scorpion will probably get a built-in energy shield like all other elite Astros. For now, that's all we can say about his future improvements, given his past shortcomings. And back on topic, the big question remains, why are the Astro toilets still procrastinating on conquering Earth? Especially considering their numbers on Earth are off the charts. The Cameraman Titan is powerless, and the Titan TV Man is in their hands. However, it's not that simple. As I see it, the whole reason is their martial discipline. For those who don't know, the principle of combat discipline is that each character and each rank has a strictly limited area of responsibility. That is, if the highest Astro commanders have given the order to clear only certain territories, the units have no right to go beyond the order. Otherwise, it will be considered a violation of the strategic plan, which, according to the canons of Astro, is punishable by execution. Everyone in the Astro system has a clear purpose. Someone commands, someone just goes into battle as cannon fodder. Amateurism is strictly forbidden. This means that even with a clear advantage, they have no right to act without a command from above. And given that we're still waiting for the Duke to arrive on Earth and possibly other more powerful Astro toilets, the Alliance can breathe a little. Until these key figures arrive on the planet, the Astro toilets will not be able to begin active operations. Because of this, the Alliance has a real chance to devise a cunning, strategic plan, namely, to provoke a civil war between the Astro toilet units. Yes, it sounds risky, but quite possible. As we remember from season 25, Gman has already offered the Juggernaut an alliance to protect his children. Now imagine, in addition to Juggernaut and his offspring, another spy could be Astro Scorpio, and that's not just a guess. Remember in episode 72 when it was Juggernaut who saved Scorpio when he was on the verge of death. Scorpio has been indebted to him ever since, and the Juggernaut may well be putting the moral pressure on him. But that's not all. Gman and Scorpio have a common past, because Gman was his commander too. That means he knows his weaknesses and motives, and he can also push him around, saying that he's just a pawn, or offer Scorpion the same favorable deal he offered Juggernaut, an alliance for something more. It's also worth discussing Gman's secret weapon, as many are convinced that it's some kind of powerful weapon or super technology. But it seems to me that Gman deliberately exaggerated the significance of this weapon to mislead both US viewers and the Juggernaut himself. So it seems to me that the secret weapon may not actually be the technology, but the identity of the secret agent. I think it's no secret that Gman and the secret agent are cooperating, as evidenced by Gman's green spheres in episode 73 and the green particles in episode 77. But as is the norm, no one is allowed to reveal the secret agent's identity directly, much less the secret agent himself is not allowed to openly interfere in the war. Therefore, as before, he can use illusions or holograms. Recall in episode 66, when the agent showed an image of 2 dead Titans on the cameraman's tablet, which infuriated the Alliance, and in a fit of rage, they destroyed all the Skibidi toilets even without weapons. It was a pure psychological attack. Now a secret agent could do something similar, create the illusion that Titan Cameraman and the missing squad are alive and now cooperating with the agent, thereby creating the illusion that they have switched sides. And Astro Scorpio and Juggernaut, already in the role of spies, will pass this information to the top of the Astro Walkers. This could lead to an explosion of mistrust within their ranks. The higher commanders will suspect betrayal and will start massacring the inferior fighters on the spot. But the more serious and influential fighters may not like it, and then the conflict within the Astro units itself will start, and that's how the civil war can begin. In the meantime, the Alliance will buy time to gather resources, revise tactics, and strengthen defenses. Moreover, they will be able to try to lure more Astro troopers to their side because the inferior units are just pawns, and it is more profitable for them to get any chance of survival than to die for the discipline that destroys them. I wish I could say that's the end of it, but sadly no. The most disturbing part is that the Astro toilets haven't taken over any other Titan, but specifically the TV Man Titan, which already puts the Alliance in serious jeopardy. As we remember, the TV men have been carefully hiding the location of their base throughout the series, not even trusting their allies, and now it's becoming clear why. Before the Astros found the base, it was discussed within the TV Man squads that if it was revealed, it would be the end of the world. And now we realize how much that was not an exaggeration. And if it weren't for recent episodes, we still wouldn't know a lot of secrets about the TV Man base, such as the fact that their base appears to have a map with the location of all cameramen, including those who may be in secret bases or deep hideouts. But the scary thing is that now, having captured an entire TV Man Titan, even if only in a half-broken state, the Astro toilets can access all of its technology. They have, in effect, opened the door to information that the TV Man has been protecting from outside interference for decades. It's also likely that the Astro toilets won't leave the Titan TV Men in its broken state. On the contrary, they'll probably incorporate their own technology into it, enhancing it to a level the Alliance has never seen before. Recall the coils we saw on Astro Duchess and Spikraman Palacha in episode 78. A similar enhancement could be built into TV Man as well. He'll also likely be added a melee weapon, perhaps something like an energy whip like Astro Duchess has. But the most important thing is, of course, his glow, but instead of the standard red, yellow, or blue waves, the Astro toilets will probably create something more unique and powerful that will be extremely difficult to defend against. Now imagine if an improved Titan TV Man, or Guardian of Doom, Astro Duchess, and Astro UFOs always act as a trio. The Alliance will have a hard time fighting them, so before long, we're sure to see one of the most brutal battles in the history of the series. But first, the Alliance needs to find Titan Cameraman, rebuild him, and pump him up to the max, so that he too can stand up to this trio, along with Gman and Titan Spikemen. It is also necessary to finally team up with the Juggernaut and other Astro toilets to gain access to their secret information, bases, and plans. Otherwise, defeat will be a matter of time. The most important thing is that one of these storylines we will see soon, because according to Defook's 79th episode will be released in May, where we can just find out the beginning of the conflict between Earth and Astro Toilets. And the key 80th episode, too, will not take long to wait, and there Defook will certainly reveal a lot of questions, which we have not yet received answers.